So, today we're gonna go through another book summary, and the book is called Super Immunity by Joel Fuhrman, and who apparently is also the author of Eat to Live, which is also a book about dieting and blah 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 blah. And the problem that I'm having with health-related books is that you're putting yourself into a space that is not the best to be in, because I don't know if it is right. I don't know if whatever they're talking about is the real deal. They might be talking about studies, they might be talking about whatever, but I'm not a doctor, I'm nothing. So just as well to point it out, I'm not a doctor, I'm nothing. Quite like that. So it's just about the book. I'm just curious to see what the book is all about, if there's some some other things that I can get out of it. And yeah, we're gonna see. From world-renowned health expert and New York Times bestselling author of Eat to Live and Eat for Life, Dr. Joel Fuhrman comes a practical nutritional plan to prevent and reverse diseases. No shots, drugs, or sick days required. Why do some of us get sick with greater frequency than others? What makes us more susceptible to illness? Is there a secret to staying healthy? Dr. Fuhrman doesn't believe the secret to staying healthy lies in medical care. Rather, the solution is to change the way we eat, which I do kind of also believe in. I still think that medical care does matter as well. But if you're eating a very healthy diet, then you're also going to feel really good. And period. With more than 85 plant-based recipes, a 2-week menu plan, and lists of superfoods that boost immunity, Dr. Fuhrman's proven strategies in super immunity combine the latest data from clinical tests, nutritional research, and results from thousands of patients. Live longer, stronger, and disease-free with this proven plan to change your diet and change your life. Too many diet books that said which nutrient must be consumed or which one is not proper for consumption are found in booksellers. When one side of the book tells us that carbohydrates are harmful to our health, but proteins are eatable to consume, is it eatable to consume? There are found other side to say opposite thinking of the previous sentence, and it means other side tells us that you must take off protein intake during your daily diet, and carbohydrates are the key. Well, which idea is correct, and which one must we believe? In this summary, you will see nourishment. That is rich in essential nutrients, or called as superfood, instead of dealing with carbohydrates and fats. I see. Which could be a good thing. It depends on what you're interested in at the time, and so on and so on and so on. But let's see. Chapter 1. According to an antique opinion, healthy feeding recovers your body, but the opinion is still valid today. Hippocrates, Hippocrates, or whatever, who was the forefather of modern medicine and a versatile old smart man, gave a bit of advice to say that let food be your drug. From old years to date, people have regarded the recovery power of exact nourishments. Using calming herbals and rehabilitative directions to recover flu are shown in historical papers and used by the ancient Greeks and Egyptians. We can decide which certain food is used to help our wellness thanks to improvements in biology. The situation is related to the chemicals known as phytochemicals that are found in some specific plants. They are used to provide survival and growth in vegetables. They are so important for human bodies. For this reason, to continue the immune system running, we must eat these elements, or phytochemicals. One of the amazing therapeutics is this due to chemicals, according to some articles, are said to increase the risk of contracting AID in people with good wellness and feeding. Nowadays, people are threatening because of sickness and viruses, so are considered to be an important part of our diet. However, the matter is not like that. What is likely is that almost everything made with white flour, animal products, processed foods, and cold cereals is an important part of our diets today. Up to 10% of average American diet consists of vegetables, fruits, beans. Up to 10% consists of vegetables, fruits, beans, nuts, and seeds. However, the percentage number is not showing the exact consumption ratio of phytochemicals, because half of 10% includes white potato, that is the distance from the wealthy in phytochemicals. As a result, our immune systems are struggling. Well, if people cannot trust the nourishments for better wellness, how can people keep alive? The answer must be that. With a never-before-seen addiction on drug care. Of course, today's medicine is much better to place than never before. However, should we trust the medicine or not? Let's discover it in the next section. Chapter 2. Instead of tackling the reason for sickness, modern medicine cures the symptoms of it. Which is something that I've been talking about, and it is something that the Eastern medicines are not doing. They are really about the root cause. They really try to get to the root cause, figure it out, and then solve that problem. But the Western medicine is more about symptoms. If you're just having a cough, if you're coughing, and if you're ill in some other regards or some other way, then they're gonna give you something for your symptoms. It's not really about why you've gotten this cold. It's not about why you've gotten the flu. It's not about whatever, but it is only about the symptoms, which is a pretty fucked up thing. If we were to be in a serious car accident tomorrow, you would have a high chance of survival thanks to medical advances in the past decades, and it is comforting to know. Besides these emergency cases, modern medical care is retrograde or retrograde. What is the reason? The answer is that the symptoms are recovered, but not the reasons for illness. Let's see type 2 diabetes as an example. This is a disease in which doctors fight prescription drugs. As a study of more than 90,000 participants struggled with type 2 diabetes shows that the most popular prescription drugs for this disease increase the risk of congestive heart failure. The result of this statistic is outrageous. When we think about the disadvantages of the pills, it cannot be surprised too much. The thing that is the result of insufficient exercise and high calorie, low nutrient diets is type 2 diabetes mellitus that includes many other health matters, or DM2 as it sometimes is shortened in medical terms. So if you're reading DM2, it is diabetes mellitus 2, which is the type that you're getting as you get older. There's also type 1 diabetes, which is you're born with it. Quite. The reason cannot be treated by drugs, only the symptoms can be. Moreover, due to appetite is increased by taking diabetes drugs, making changes is quite difficult for a patient. Like the drug inoculation is seen as a major leap in medical care, but are vaccines as effective as we are said? According to the writer, this is quite suspicious. Bigger than 6 months must be acquired universal influenza inoculation, according to the US Center for Disease Control, CDC. Patients are encouraged to take these flu vaccines every year to prevent the disease from spreading and getting infected by many doctors. So they are encouraged to take these flu vaccines by many doctors. However, inoculation has several important problems. Imagine that influenza can be caused by 200 different viruses. The flu inoculation can affect only 10% of those viruses and is therefore unlikely to provide adequate protection. On top of that, each flu inoculation contains 25 micrograms of thimerosal containing toxic mercury. Therefore, getting vaccinated every year increases the risk of mercury damage in the brain and nervous system, which is totally amazing. The truth is, keeping healthy is not as simple as getting a prescription and getting vaccinated. The more active approach must be adopted. However, must be the approach with super nourishments. Chapter 3, as superfoods might not only inhibit cancer, but also they can provide to make us more resistant for cold. Well, what completely are superfoods? They are found at all intervals. The interval starts from mushrooms to greens and vegetables. There is one common thing for superfoods, a great number of nutrients and phytochemicals that helps our bodies recover. At new studies, superfoods have shown that adding to your diet can lead to lower rates of cancer. So how can it be possible? Cancer depends on the methylation process in which a methyl group containing 1 carbon and 3 hydrogen atoms is added to a gene. This methylated gene parafunction because of it. The process of cell division can be affected, so cells can grow until explosive rate, which is not that amazing. The thing that causes cancer. These methylated cells, which gives them their cancer-crushing ability, can be disabled by superfoods. Kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and collard greens have particularly good properties for it. Isothiocyanates, or ITCs, are found in superfoods. The thing that gives our immune systems a supplement backup and further preserves us from cancer is these compounds. Superfoods are not similar to other vegetable types. According to the studies that worked at the Harvard School of Public Health, it was shown how a 20% increase in herbal foods led to a 20% decrease in cancer rates. Meanwhile, a 20% increase in cruciferous vegetables caused a 40% decrement in cancer rates. Superfoods are not used to support only against cancer. As we consume a higher number of superfoods, viruses such as influenza also loses much more time to bringing us down. According to studies, ITCs found in cruciferous vegetables warn our immune system to battle viruses and bacteria by lifting cell killing and resistance capabilities. Even the antibiotics can't preserve it or preserve us. ITCs can. ITCs that is with antimicrobial effects increase our natural defending and aren't when your body faces medicine-resistant bacteria, which is a fucked up thing. If you're having this multi-resistant fucking bacteria in you, then life gets a little bit worse, I would say, and a little bit not that amazing. It's just definitely not that amazing. So yeah. Anyway, actually very good mood today. As I've woken up, because of a dream I had, I was sad and not really in a good place. And but as I've been listening to a Gary Vee interview with McConaughey, I have gotten something out of it, which led me to thinking more about consuming more of podcasts and getting more into the space again and getting more into that also motivation space again, because I haven't been in that of a good place for quite some time, even though I'm bettering. I really am. But I do believe that consuming the right things and having the right things in your mind can really tremendously help you to go through things and deal with things, essentially, as well. Keep that in mind. Always. Chapter 4, some fast fixes could make more damage than benefits, and these are antibiotics and cold drugs. By the way, in terms of drugs, when I'm just getting a cold, when I'm not feeling that well, I'm not taking any drugs immediately. I don't do that. I try to just reduce the amount of work that I'm doing. I try to rest a bit more. I try to not be stressed that much, and so on and so on and so on. Antibiotics appear to be a big reaction to any annoying disease. At least how many doctors or pharmacists describe them. Although antibiotics have an influence against bacteria, but not for viruses, still viruses induce 95% of acute sickness, including the widespread cold. For this reason, antibiotics are worthless for these most cases, or in these most cases. But it is getting worse. If antibiotics are taken without any reason, they kill much of the vital bacteria which are found in our gastrointestinal tract and host to 70% of immune cells. As a consequence of damaged intestine bacteria, painful digestive disorders, and immune system dysfunction has occurred. Another medical quote-unquote quick fix, like antibiotics that do more harm than good, is cold medicines. Over-the-counter cathar drugs such as Nyquil, Dimetapp, and Robitussin are useless to make your catarrh go away. They can hold you sick for longer by compressing the symptoms of catarrh. One of the most significant treatment mechanisms of our body is coughing. Thanks to cough, your body or our body is provided to clean dead cells, virus particles, and mucous membranes in our airways. If suppressors were active on cough and dysfunction was discontinued, viral diseases would switch into longer and more serious illnesses like pneumonia, which is not amazing. Pneumonia being lung infection and or what's it called? I don't know the English word, unfortunately, but it's not good. It can kill you, basically. Behind this, our sleep cycle and our digestive system are affected badly because of many coughs and catarrh drugs. Instead of frustrating antibiotics and drugs, we must keep a balanced diet to protect our health. However, what are the correct nutrition for our body? Question mark. And I wonder as well. Why isn't it? Oh, now I get it. How can we select what to feed? So looking at the counters, and this is chapter 5, many nutrients are cleverly selected. Fats, carbohydrates, and proteins contain a healthy diet. Looking at the countless diet books out there, it charms to focus on fats, carbohydrates, or proteins when deciding only the food suits us. However, there is much more to them in a wellness diet. A lot of nutrition and fewer calories must be found in a wellness diet. The nutrition that counts as nutrient-wealthy food that help us meet our body requirement with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and the other thing is colorful vegetables, and specifically or especially greens are the example of this kind of food. On the other hand, on the other end of the coin, there are foods like bread and pasta with too many calories but very little nutrients. Sure enough, when such foods are consumed, waste products collect in our cells. Sure enough, when such foods are consumed, waste products collect in our cells. As a result of this accumulation, it causes increased sensitivity to disease and heart attacks, as well as early aging. So what about carbohydrates? A sure sign of unhealthy diet, right? Not really. There are many healthy, nutrient-rich and delicious carbohydrates, and for example, carbohydrates from beans, peas, tomatoes and fruits to zucchini, quinoa, wild rice and potatoes can be counted. Similarly, we don't need to be afraid of the role of fat in our diets. The fact is that getting less than 10% fat in your daily diet is bad for your wellness, and yes, I've seen that as well. This is why I'm adding a little bit more fat to my diet in recent days. For this reason, a diet with 15 to 30% to fat can be accepted. Healthy if you're taking the nutrition you require. Yeah, shouldn't be any fat, you know. Lastly, we should rethink what we think we know about proteins. We can earn protein from animal food sources or plants. However, as proteins from plants increase our health, too much animal protein causes cancer, reduces immune function, and accelerates aging. Apparently, I've read studies about protein and accelerated aging, and no, it's apparently not the case. Yeah, or articles, not studies, articles. However, to be magnified healthy, having a nutrient-rich diet is significant. Even if we can earn nutrition we require from food resources, supplements are also getting more famous. However, when it comes to supplements, you should read the fine print. Discover why in the next section. Is there also, you should restrict your salt intake. Chapter 6, although, it's getting a long episode, although vitamin supplements are good in theory, if you select the correct ones. What? Well, let's talk about it. We are not able to eat a magnificent wellness diet each day. Unhappily, this means that if we do not take, we require, what we do not take, we requirement amount, we will suffer from the vitamins and minerals we need will be deficient. Supplements are a useful road to feed your body at whole times, but be careful. Essential vitamins and minerals that are difficult to keep at an adequate level are vitamin D, vitamin B12, zinc, and iodine. To demonstrate, if we consume less salt while iodine intake naturally diminishes, it is difficult to source zinc and vitamin B12 in foods if you do not feed meat. Vitamin D deficiency has been finding in many people because people start to spend less time under the sun, which is a bad thing. For this reason, supplements can appear like a quite good solution. Frequently, people feel like withdrawn to nourish with vitamins like a one-stop shop. Unhappily, and other vitamins which make more harm to your body than good can be found. For instance, vitamin A is one of them. Beta-carotene that is turned into vitamin A in our body was previously accepted as a reliable supplement. However, recent researchers have shown that taking in its supplement form may increase the risk of cancer. Further to that, it is vitamin A which is due to a loss of calcium responsible for osteoporosis. Folic acid is a similar tale with it. Folic acid is frequently mixed with the folate belonging to the vitamin B family. Moreover, it is said in natural plant foods and is necessary for pregnant women. different from folate. Folic acid is synthetic and it cannot be found in natural foods. Moreover, it is due to breast cancer in women. Colorectal cancer in men, and cardiac birth defects in children. Folate is found big amounts in green vegetables, so a folic acid supplement is not completely necessary. Let's go through 7 as well. You should restrict your salt intake and eat more omega-3 fatty acids to keep your body in balance. Salty snacks are loved by everyone who doesn't love it. The human body is attracted to salt consumption. We crave salty food, for example, potato chips or sardines. And what's more, any kitchen cannot feel complete without table salt for spices. However, there was no added salt in human diets for millions of years. Definitely the case. Although we require sodium provided by table salt, too much salt can be incredibly unhealthy. Nowadays, people eat about 3,500 milligrams of salt every day, which is 3.5 grams. No, it's 3.5 milligrams of salt every day. I wouldn't say milligrams. Isn't it grams? However, our ancestors faced consuming about 600 to 800 milligrams per day. Because of enhanced intake, we are put at risk for stomach cancer, osteoporosis, and heart attacks. In research, it shows that there is... Ciao! Ich tue immer zuspannen. Ja. It is shown that there is a strong relationship between higher salt intake and high blood pressure. The leading reason for 62% of strokes and 49% of coronary heart sickness is high blood pressure. As other people who live in suburbs and cities have older individuals who live in rural or remote generally have not the symptoms of high blood pressure as other people who live in suburbs and cities have. Well, what is the reason? Because of salt intake. The first group does not consume extra salt in their daily diet. Even if salt is one food that has a highly negative effect on our body, there are found nutrients with equally magnificent advantages. As example, let's look at omega-3 fatty acids. Although these fatty acids cannot be produced themselves in our bodies, we require them to reduce inflammation, preserve our brains, and prohibit cancer. So the consumption or compounds must be found in our nutriments that we eat. Starting from hemp and chia seeds to walnuts, fish, and green vegetables, a plentitude of wealthy foods, these acids are found. Moreover, fatty acids are found in processed nutrition, but processed foods are a type that is less beneficial to our body. Increment our omega-3 intake with the help of supplements is also a good option. Though fish capsules are popular, it should be noticed that they can include toxic levels of mercury if not correctly cleaned or stored. There is also found a safer choice that is higher quality supplement produced from algae grow indoors in a clean and checked environment. To enhance your wellness in the long term, you should add omega-3 fatty acids in your diet while decreasing your salt intake, and these are just 2 of many roads for improving your health. For this reason, if you think as fit as you desire, you can take a see at your diet. Consider these sections in your mind. It's time to make a trial some new recipes. Yeah. The problem that I have with this summary is that it is written sometimes a little bit poorly. So I really am sorry if some sentences do not make any sense. I'm just reading it, and this is what it is. The next would be Super Immunity, the essential nutrition guide for boosting your body's defenses, live longer, strong, and disease, blah, 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 blah. Review. Oh, is this already like it with... This has actually been it. This is it. So I wish you the best health of happiness and all success, and also hope that you're going to find something you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other things that I'm going to give you is what are you willing to change? No, what would you like to change? What is bothering you the most, and why are you here? 3 other questions. No, one last thing is, what could you essentially say to another person that's indeed going to change their life? Because I totally believe that we all can say something, and we all can communicate something that is indeed going to change somebody's life, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. And with that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. So, bye-bye. And take care of yourself, your family members, and all of the loved ones.